This time in 2013, I committed to the University of Cincinnati, and that was the greatest choice that I could have ever made in my whole life. I actually committed to the University of Cincinnati on July 30th of 2013. But the reason I'm making this video now is because we're going into camp, and I want to knock this out so that I don't have to do this while I'm at camp, so it's all football. So basically, this is my story. Please like this video. Like this video right now. Like right now. Before I start this, like this video. Yeah, go ahead, hit the like button. But yeah, in the 7th grade, I had decided to try football. I was like, Dad, I want to play football this year. My dad is a football guy, so he loved football. He was like, yeah, go ahead. I went through like the first week of practice, and after the first week, I decided it wasn't for me. I was like, man, these guys are hitting too hard. This is not what I do, because I've been playing basketball my whole life. And at the time, I was like, man, this is not the sport for me. So my sophomore year, I transferred to Thurgood Marshall. I've been a basketball player my whole life. Nothing ever changed. I always wanted to play basketball. High school. I played my sophomore season. Half of the season, I had to sit out. My sophomore year, we were one of the top teams in the nation in high school basketball. My sophomore year had ended. AAU season had ended. To the junior year high school basketball. This was the year I was like, no, I don't want to play. So my junior year, that season had ended. Football coach was like, Landon, you should come out. We need a defensive end. We need a tight end. You would be a great fit for our program, so we can build and we could, possibly go to state. So at the time it was like January, and I'm like, not really. I want to play AAU. I'm not really sure about that. I don't really care too much for football. But at the time, one of my teammates, he went to a bigger Division I school. He was getting a lot of attention from schools like college, like big time colleges. Coaches would come in and out the school, visit him, a whole lot of things. And, I would see that, but I wasn't really paying it no mind because I wanted to pursue my career in basketball. So, they would come in and out. So when the basketball season had ended, it was around like March or whatever. Coach Earl White, who was the head coach at Thurgood Marshall when I was there, he was like, Landon, you should give football a try. It was like, the minute you step on the football field, you'll be a Division I athlete. And in my head, I'm thinking like, whoa, like that's way overboard. And what he was saying was basically like the size, you have the basketball player size, but in football, you also have a good football size. So I still wasn't really listening to him. He was like, you should come work out with us. We have weightlifting at certain times. As a basketball player, I never liked to lift. Like, in some type of way, we was intimidated by the weight room. Like, no, that's just what it was. We all like to run. We like to stay in shape. We didn't want to get too big because we felt like our shot would be off. There's a whole bunch of things. So I never wanted to go to the weight room, and that failed me because later on in the year, when I did decide that I wanted to give football a try, just to look at a few things, camp season came. And when camp season came, that's when it kind of got real. I come off of the basketball season and I'm doing really well, and I just get into football. Never even touched the football prior to that. I probably went to the weight room one time in the course of a month and a half after the basketball season had ended. So the first camp that I ever went to was Ohio University. That's the camp that changed my whole life forever. So Ohio University was hosting a camp in Cincinnati, Ohio. I get there and I'm super nervous because I see all these big football players, these huge guys. I'm pretty much taller than everybody was. We had to go through the weight room to register, and inside the weight room they had benches, the height machine, the height scales, the weight scales, like all this stuff that I've never seen before. So we had to do bench press. First of all, I didn't even know how to do bench press, so that's the crazy part. So they start with 225. Everybody was just 225, hitting it. People was getting like 10, people was getting like 8, 10, whatever. And then when I got in there, they literally had to teach me how to do it. I couldn't lift 225 off the bar or 185 like 5 times. Ohio University camp, 185. I did 185 for 5 reps. So that was like the beginning of like the whole thing. So we got on the field, being a basketball player, really athletic, been athletic my whole life. Stepping on the football field was a different change. My head coach was in my ear. He was like, yeah, on this, you gotta get to the quarterback, just speed rush, get around the tackle so you can get to the backfield. And, the first rep, I went and I didn't even get touched. And everybody went crazy. And I was really surprised because I really didn't know what I was doing. And they were so surprised because they knew I didn't know what I was doing, but it looked like I knew what I was doing. So, the Ohio University coach, he was like, run that back. I went again and I won. The next camp that I went to was the Pittsburgh camp. When I went to the Pittsburgh camp, the Ohio University coaches had told my high school coach that they'd be there. In between me going to the Pittsburgh and Ohio University camp, various different coaches came to our school to see me. Very surprised. I was like really, I was excited, but I didn't exactly know what was going on. The thing that really persuaded me to really play the game of football was seeing these coaches with these college rings. At the time, I didn't know nothing about the recruiting process. My dad didn't know, my mom didn't know, my sister didn't know. So we was like new to this. So I did really well, and I took a tour around Pittsburgh's campus. And Ohio University, they decided to offer me a full ride scholarship as an athlete. Now, this was so big to me because in less than a month, I was able to decide if I wanted to play football and decide if I really wanted to really play football by going to these camps. And within that month, I was able to get a scholarship, Ohio University. Now that's big for me, and the purpose of this video is to show you guys that anything is really possible. And this was really going out to the younger kids, like, if you put your mind to it, you can really make things happen. Because, at the time I was unsure of what to do, and, I wasn't sure on how to do it. But, I went in there, I blindly submitted myself into doing what I was told to do because I trusted the people that was helping me. And, without their help, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So fast forward, I went to like a few camps, I went down to Cincinnati and I did like a little private workout with the D-line coach at the time. And, I did like a few bag drills. I ran my 40, did some hand drills, and that only took about 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, he was like, yeah, we won. So I was able to get my next scholarship within 2 months. And that was really big for me again. I was, kind of like speechless at the time because I didn't really, I still wasn't sure if I really wanted to play football. I was sure that I wanted to do what I was doing, but I wasn't sure if I really wanted to play the game of football because I had never put on pads. So Cincinnati had offered me. The coaches at the time, they was like, Landon, we want to offer you a full ride scholarship to our school. And I was very excited. We toured the campus. It was a nice sunny day, beautiful outside, beautiful. Then with the tour, I told the coaches I wanted to commit. This was on July 30th of 2013. I committed to the University of Cincinnati within 2 months during the summer. And honestly, at the time, I was still playing AAU. So I was juggling playing AAU basketball and going to camps and still decided to play football over the game that I loved at the time. And that was big for me because I really didn't understand fully what football was. And it's just crazy to me because, I really put my mind towards something and listened to those who were above me and told me the things I could do to become successful at a sport that I had no clue about. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. A lot of kids that go into these sports and they don't really know what their passion is until they really try it and continue to do it. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. So, you know, this video was to tell you guys a little bit about my story that was really cut short. It's a very long story about how I got here, but you know, it's a lot of people I would really want to thank, but you know, those people know who they are. But this is just a video to motivate the younger people who are looking to go to the next level in sports. This could be basketball, football, baseball, tennis, soccer, any sport out there, because anything's possible if you put your mind. So thank you for watching this video. You know, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I love you guys. Stay supporting me because I really appreciate it. You know, football season is approaching, so videos will be died down a lot more than they are now. You know, I got stuff to focus on. You know, I got priorities, and priorities are big. You know, I'm trying to get somewhere, so a lot of stuff has to be put on hold because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and every game is your last. So, but you guys understand that. So, thank you for watching ALB TV, and I'm out.